And tonight, survivors of sexual abuse within the Catholic Church are calling on the Attorney General to finish his investigation into abuses at churches throughout the state of Maryland. They also want the Catholic Church to drop its challenge to a Maryland law that eliminates the statute of limitations for victims. WJZ investigator Mike Halgren live at the Attorney General's office, where he heard from some of those survivors today. Mike?
And Denise, it is extraordinarily difficult for them to come forward, but they do so because they want justice and they want to help others. Now, the Archdiocese of Washington controls several churches in Maryland, and they are fighting to keep the statute of limitations. The Maryland Supreme Court will hear arguments in that case next week.
And that sense of validation you get to see that name in print saying, yes, he was what I thought he was. You can't describe it. It's indescribable, and it will release a lot of people from the agony that they have.
Survivors of sexual abuse within the Catholic Church are continuing their fight for transparency and justice, speaking outside the Maryland Attorney General's office. More than a year after the release of the landmark report detailing abuses within the Archdiocese of Baltimore, they are demanding the Attorney General expedite an investigation of abuses within the Archdiocese of Washington, D.C. and Wilmington, Delaware, covering the remaining churches in Maryland.
They're going to be reminded that the eyes of justice and accountability remain firmly fixed on their culpability and their hypocrisy.
The group praised Attorney General Anthony Brown for defending the Child Victims Act, passed by Maryland lawmakers in 2023, which eliminates the statute of limitations. But they called on the Catholic Church to stop its legal fight against it. The Archdiocese of Washington has mounted a challenge, which the state Supreme Court will hear next week.
They should have the right to come forward whenever they are comfortable, whenever they're capable, whenever they have the ability to.
Baltimore's Archdiocese has filed for bankruptcy, a process that is still playing out in federal court. That will determine any financial settlements paid out to victims.
To me, it's my life's goal to protect children from the abuse that I suffered. And we can do that going forward. And the church, with one hand, says that they want to support us, and with the other hand, they want to take the law away.
Teresa Lancaster was abused by Father Joseph Maskell in Baltimore, a case highlighted in the Netflix documentary, The Keepers.
It proved that everything we said in the documentary, The Keepers, did in fact happen after the church said it was a bunch of lies.
Now, we did reach out to the Archdiocese of Baltimore, but did not get an immediate response. Survivors say they will be meeting with the Attorney General's office here next week. The Attorney General's office tells us they are still looking for victims to come forward with their stories as they work to complete this investigation. We're live in your corner downtown. Mike Halgren, WJZ.